remember my friend had a little gathering at her house, and I strung it together last minute, and it ended up being my favorite costume, even though I didn't plan it out. I wanted to do it, but I knew so many girls were doing it online, but then, like, in real life, I didn't see anyone do it, so I was like, oh, it's literally just because, like, my feed is filled with, like, cute fashion girlies, but, like, that's not the reality of, like, leaving your house. Girl, hear me out, Joe Rogan. That, I don't know. Emergency Intercom. I listen to Emergency Intercom. It's really funny. But it's, like, my favorite podcast, I think, at the moment. Just because sometimes I just don't want to listen to people being serious all the time. Like, I don't know. Do I listen to Red Scare? I listened to it. So I shot this job, and they were doing, like, Halloween costumes, and then they were like, the coquette girl. She was like, have you heard of Red Scare podcast? And I was like, no. So for the photos, we were, like, playing Red Scare, because I guess that's, like, a big thing on TikTok. I don't know. But I listened to 2 episodes, and they had some, like, really weird takes that I didn't really agree with. And I'm okay with listening to things I don't agree with, but, like, I don't know what the general consensus people have about that podcast is, but the Solomon Ray podcast, do you watch the Stern New? No, I haven't even heard of that. Also, I grew out my bangs. I don't know how to feel, but they are gone. Any advice for moving away from family and providing for yourself? And I don't know how old you are, but when I was in high school, I worked a lot. I worked as a waitress. Well, I started as a hostess, but then I worked as a waitress in a smaller Italian restaurant, and I just kind of hustled it out. I wasn't really, like, I mean, I was very studious, but I wasn't really, like, super into, like, the social aspect of high school. So I just, like, worked and saved as much money as I could, because I knew I was going to move out, obviously, after high school. And you don't really have a lot of bills to pay then. So I know that, like, a lot of people, like, it's fun to work in, like, a store, but anywhere where you can make tips is really kind of where it's at, because I made so much more money doing something making tips than I would have if I didn't. So I saved as much as I could so that I could afford to move out. And I also modeled a little bit on the side, but once I, like, ended up moving out and up to LA, that's what I do full time now. But yeah. Can you do more covers? My thing is that I don't really know how to do covers on, well, I don't know how to do covers, period. I know that you can, like, buy fancy equipment to, like, do covers of any song, but when I do it, like, with my guitar, for example, I can't get the audio right where, like, you can hear me very well, because I don't really have, like, a super loud voice in general. And then if I do it with the people that make those videos for covers, I can only do those songs. And I kind of just did that spur of the moment. So I don't really know how, but if anyone knows how or has any suggestions, because I also don't want to spend a bunch of money on, like, equipment in case, like, I don't know. I always think I'm going to start a hobby, and I'll, like, buy stuff for it, and then I'll be, like, interested in it for a week, and then I, like, just kind of slowly stop doing said hobby. And it's really annoying because I have all these, like, maybe I have ADHD, I don't know. But I have all these, like, random hobbies I meant to start, and then I keep everything, obviously, because I'm like, well, one day when I start doing that consistently. But, yeah. It's not even that I don't enjoy the hobbies that I start, like I do, but I just think I get, like, overwhelmed with, like, actually starting something that I, like, stop, and I don't know why. It's annoying. Do I like Taylor Swift? Yeah. Why do I look oily right now? I, like, try to put dry shampoo in my hair because I'm on hair TikTok, and, like, I don't know. I'm trying to grow my hair out. My hair kind of looks shitty right now, though. But I don't have time to, like, shower before I film this, so. And it's my favorite music right now. Honestly, it's been a long time where I've, like, found something new that I've liked. And that's super annoying. Okay. Since we're oily, I might have put too much. I think I did. That's okay. Plans today, I have to do a self-tape right now. And then I have to pack. I have to send some emails later on. And the whole nine. So I'm just getting ready to do that. And it's 2 o'clock. Ha. Okay. Are you growing out your bangs? I think so. I do this every year. I did this the same time around last year. I don't know if it's like a weird thing in my brain where I decide. But sometimes I don't know if I want bangs or not. They're super fun, but they require maintenance. And sometimes I just, like, feel young having bangs for some reason. I think it's because it's, like, the hairstyle I had, like, all through, like, preschool and elementary school. So I, like, associate bangs kind of, like, I look less mature. I don't know how to explain it. But I love them, and they're so fun, and they, like, add to every outfit. Like, I swear they're, like, an accessory. But I could always get, like, the clip-in ones, too, I feel like, if I really want them one night, but don't want to cut them. But I don't know how bad, I just don't really care, like, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to get across. I don't care about having them or not having them, but I don't know. I'm indecisive as fuck. Like, at the end of the day, it's not that deep. Okay. I've had peekaboo bangs my whole life. Yeah. I think it's also because, like, most of the people I think are, like, when I think of, like, women, I just, like, most of them don't have bangs, but maybe it's just a weird thing I made up in my head, because then I, like, that's probably not true. Okay. Well, also because people were telling me, like, I think what really did it for me is nothing, I don't think it has anything to do with that. Maybe it's because I associate it with my younger self. But, first of all, I was constantly getting booked for these, like, 70s shoots. And that's not, my goal is not to look like I'm from the 70s. And also, like, I was in New York, and no hate to whoever said this to me, like, that's so sweet, but, like, this, like, one of those boys that dresses very 70s told me that my hair was his goals. And I was like, I'm not trying to give, like, mullet boy vibes, if that makes sense. Anyway. So I grew it out. But it's still kind of giving that because I've cut so many layers in my hair. Anyway. Okay. So yeah. It was especially when my hair was like, you know what I mean? And it like makes sense. Because it is, I feel like a lot of boys are like liking that haircut. But I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's what I'm going for. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna go. I have to film this self-tape. You guys are flattering me way too much. But thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.